Walk away quietly in any direction and taste the freedom of the mountaineer. Camp out among the grasses and gentians of Glacial Meadow. In a craggy garden, nooks full of nature's darlings. Climb the mountains and get their good tidings. Nature's peace will flow into you as sunshine flows into the trees. The winds will blow their own freshness into you, and the storms their energy, while cares will drop off like autumn leaves.
When I was in college, I took a backpacking trip through Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. A passing hiker told me about the most spectacular and beautiful trail he had ever hiked. That day, I decided that I would do whatever I could to make a film about this place he described. After years of planning and preparing, I finally connected with 5 adventure-seeking high school students from near my home in North Carolina who were setting off on this 220-mile journey. The teens were friends through scouting and sports teams, but these were not your typical extreme sports types. They were just regular guys looking for a challenge and a change to their daily routine. Their accomplishment along the trail and mine in actually capturing it is proof to me that we are all much more powerful than we can even imagine.
And you travel, you're on the plane, you're on the bus, you're on the train, you're all over the place. And then all of a sudden the bus drops you off in Yosemite Valley, and you're at the backpacker campgrounds, and you're like, here we are. This is what all this has been leading up to, is this time right here.
John Muir must have been badass.
Don't get lazy and leave one of these unlocked. This one's locked. This one here is not. If you do that, a bear can get into these.
Well, every couple of years or so, we like to do something kind of fun and crazy. So the last few years, we've done a couple cross-country bike trips. A bunch of these guys have been on cross-country cycling trips, and so now they're kind of in the flow of what kind of crazy thing are we going to do this summer.
I've never done this before. Ever. Don't tell Brian.
I've never done anything this physically strenuous. I feel like I'm going to be able to judge the entire trip by how the first day goes.
Any concerns?
Yeah, I hope my food doesn't get eaten by bears, because only about a third of it fits in my bear canister.
I hated to have it come around to the other side of the park to begin, but I wanted to be legit and not have any troubles with the law, so I did.
I'm a little nervous. I really don't know how hard it's going to be.
So the John Muir Trail has the reputation of being the most famous and the most beautiful and round trail in the world. As soon as we leave this sign, it's pretty much just us until 2.5 weeks later when we reach the end. When we start in Yosemite Valley, go through Ansel Adams Wilderness, John Muir Wilderness, the Sequoia Redwood Forests, and then finally into the highest point in the continental U.S. on Mount Whitney. The scenery is just supposed to be monumental the entire time. Every day is supposed to be just the best day of hiking possible. Backpacker rates it #1 trail in the world. Everybody else that's done it says it's the most spectacular thing, so I figure might as well come check this thing out.
This is a gnarly trail. It's sweet. We've gone up like 2,000 feet already, and like haven't even hiked that far, but I'm feeling good. It's tough. It's kind of tricky, so we're trying not to stub our toes or anything, but it's still a lot of fun, and it's gorgeous. We're getting ready to go swimming in this big pool. It's like looking out over a huge waterfall, so we're kind of hoping that that'll be fun and cool us off, and we're also hoping not to go off the waterfall.
feeling numb now?
We've had people die from jumping in, and I know it looks really pretty benign, but it's closed for a good reason. Are you on a dare or something?
So we lost our first hiker, Patrick, who's not an official member of our group, but we kind of feel responsible for him. And after 7 hours, he hasn't made 4 miles up moderate 7% grade. Granted, it was a little steep, it was a little warm, but 7 hours. Old boy's hiked 700 miles of the AT. I mean, come on. Is he right behind me? Oh, I thought he was right behind me.
So do you have a crazy story to tell?
A little bit. Cramping up.
Did Yostar find you?
Yostar?
Yosemite Search and Rescue? We read to you this preliminarily lost.
I was like, yeah, it's probably me.
A member of our crew, Zach, is throwing up and can't keep water down, so that makes me a little nervous. We're thinking he's a little heat exhausted, and he's going to take a little napper, so.
My name is Shelton Johnson. I'm a park ranger here in Yosemite in the Division of Interpretation and Education, and I've been in Yosemite. I've been calling it home for about 18 years. People use words like spectacular. It tends to be hyperbole, except when you're in places like Yosemite Valley. Actually, I think that calling Yosemite Valley spectacular is an understatement. Every day I come in, I'm inspired, because every day I come in, I see something new. I came in 2 days ago and I saw a rock fall between Middle Brother and Yosemite Falls. Very exciting. It was a John Muir moment. The Sierra Nevada comes from the Spanish meaning snowy mountain range. It's the highest mountain range in the contiguous United States. And the highest peak, of course, in the contiguous United States is Mount Whitney. But that's just basically getting into statistics, you know, and it doesn't measure up to the statistics. I mean, it's an amazing mountain range. I love the Rockies. I love the Smokies. But from my point of view, there's no place like the Sierra Nevada. Whether it be Yosemite or whether it be Sequoia, there's just a feeling here that you don't have any place else. And I think that it stems from the rock itself. John Muir referred to the Sierra as a range of light. And so it's basically, it's granite. You know, it's a plutonic igneous rock, which is a very geological way of describing how a rock responds to light, and also how it affects and inflects the human imagination. The bedrock that's here, you know, this granite is the stage for all the wonder that people experience when they're hiking on a trail. It all starts with the granite itself. You can't talk about any other story in the Sierra without first talking about the granite, about the rock.
Today I woke up and Ty was just getting up, and I was like, there's no way that I'm ever going to get up that early.
You're our early riser, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out today. I'm gonna try and just get up early, go fast, get about 9 miles before lunchtime, and then meet the crew there, take a nap and everything.
I'd say everyone's doing about the same. We're all a team here. Well, compared to Zach, at least. Oh. Poor Zach.
Why the long face?
I feel sick. No, I can't even talk. I'm definitely scared if this is day 2. Getting out there dehydrated, can't move. What am I going to do? I've already thrown up 3 times on this trip. I just want it to end. I'm not feeling physically tired as in like muscles hurt or anything yet. It's just my stomach, and if I can get through that, I think I'm going to be all right.
We started hiking it, and Zach started feeling not too good, so we decided to help him out a little bit, split up his stuff.
What should I take out?
We want you as light as possible.
I think that was good because we added all a little bit of weight, so, I mean, it wasn't too bad for any of us, but it really helped him a lot.
Still keep it slow though, Zach.
I was thinking the entire time when I was looking at it, I was like, I think he's going to get through these days and be like, wow, the rest is really easy compared to this, because I was sick the entire time and still hiking. was pretty killer. Pretty much, if you take it slow, it wasn't ridiculously hard.
Oh.
Hey.
Most beautiful spot I've ever camped before, I think.
Day 2, we were at mile 10. No. I think we're actually at 13, but still. We're keeping it slow on purpose, though. Yeah, I find if we come out and start hitting things real hard, the first 2 days might go okay, people will be tired, but like on day 3 or 4, people are just going to be exhausted. Knees are going to blow out, heels are going to get worse than they are. So if we kind of like slowly build it up, we'll do a lot better, especially when it's flat and there's hamburgers involved. And always.
Don't say that.
It is flat and there are hamburgers tomorrow.
I'm definitely feeling better. I'm just like going up and down and up and down. And then I tried to go down to see the lake. I'm trying to jump over this little creek. I get my first foot in, completely sinks in the mud, like a half a foot down. Smash my face and everything right into the mucky, dirty water that's disgusting. I'm freezing cold. I got shit all over me. If this is all that they can throw at me, nothing's going to stop me.
So I was sitting on this rock out in this like gorgeous meadow, just kind of like thinking, just kind of thinking about the trip, thinking about life in general. It's such a mind-blowing experience. Like, I just want to inspire people to get out there and do it, and also to kind of conserve the environment. So, I mean, I'm probably going to not drive my SUV as much, which is a total lie.
Hey, Petey. What's up, buddy?
Well, the John Muir Trail is essentially, you're literally following in the wake of John Muir. John Muir was known for his nomadic wanderings around and through the Sierra Nevada, and I think that's a particularly kind of famous route between Yosemite and Sequoia National Park. Of course, he fought and spent a great deal of his life trying to have Yosemite set aside as a national park, but in his own mind, there should be a Sierra Nevada National Park, that the area that's between Sequoia and Yosemite, which is also very beautiful, not nearly as explored as Yosemite and Sequoia, is also full of superlatives. And for him, the whole area should have been set aside as a national park. And I think that anyone that hikes that trail can bear witness to the imagination and the vision of John Muir and why that area should also have been set aside.
Both battles, he's thrown up and his feet are just hamburgers. So he's a trooper, dude.
Oh, my love, I ain't bound for this old world, for I have found, and I'll find yet again. And I want true love till a new comes along, then another song my heart does sing. I'm drunk and sullied, I fell into nothing but a good time and woman I know.
This is tough. I mean, there's probably not a tougher 200 miles in the country that's a real trail.
And that's when, my dear friend, I'll go. Oh, my love, I ain't bound for this old world. I have found, and I'll find yet again. I want your love till a new comes along, and another song my heart does sing.
I would say that the only trepidation we should really have from here on is whether Zach gets better.
Foot-wise.
Well, he's sickly and he's not even having to pee. That's not normal, dude. You gotta watch that.
Yeah.
These guys, they're kind of dependent on better judgment.
We're trying the bear bag here. We'll see how this goes. All right. Watch for rocks hitting temples. Not going too high here.
I grew up in Yosemite, spent 8 years there. we'd have some problem bears, giving all the campers trouble and stuff. What they do is they would trap the bears and they'd ship them off up past Tuolumne in the backcountry into Lyell Canyon. And so that place is just full of bears, and they tell you not to camp there, but apparently some people didn't get that info.
That's heavy. Help me push it up some more.
You know, that night, it really kind of got under my skin that he waited right before, you know, we were just about asleep. He couldn't even wait and let us get good and asleep.
It was going to be a long-ass night.
And he jacked it.
He didn't even mess around. He just came up and just
Smashed.
10 minutes in.
We were still all awake.
I kind of want to move my tent.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that was awesome. No, that wasn't awesome. All right, so let me just tell you what happened.
I looked out and I saw eyes looking at me, and I went, "Oh crap, we got a big bear."
He just came straight through this campsite and stole all of our food. But then he was like, "That's a bear," and I was like, "Quit playing. That was ridiculous." Let me tell you something. B is a badass.
I got about, 3 good minutes of sleep before the bear came into the camp and took all my food.
So we got out there. You were out there in your underwear chasing him off, and that was cool.
I used to not respect B at all. Like, not at all. But now, right now, I have so much respect for him. Because he was up there, like, chasing that bear.
Oh my.
Is it big?
He's not a little baby, that's
He's
for
not
sure.
a baby, yeah.
What do you want to do about the other one?
What's for server pest?
I don't know what we're going to do about the other one.
But he will come back and get it as soon as he thinks it's quiet.
What a warrior.
Like a bear can't do that?
Well, that's what we're... Everything in here is a hodgepodge of everything we found that we thought we could salvage.
The booty.
Oh, yeah.
This is mostly mine, I think.
We had to recover a lot after the fun experience of last night. So that took a while. We got our camp kind of late, like 8 o'clock. The first 3 miles were flat meadow.
My rocket fuel, I'm ready for this mountain.
And then we hit Donahue Pass, which kicked all of our ass butts.
Day 3 and 4 were awful. They were just miserable. We were so tired. We just hit the ground running, going straight up these mountain passes. We were pushing ourselves to the limit, but we were only getting in maybe 10, maybe 15 miles in a day. It's so hard on your body, and it hurts so much. And we were all like, we're never coming back out here. This is awful. We hate this. It was terrible during those 4 days.
That's just traveling in style there. We need some chat.
It's just a lot harder than I expected.
Is that good poo?
The group so far, we're definitely taking a beating. Like, it's not so much the group. The group still are friends and all, but just like everyone is just beat up. I'm pretty physically active and everything. I'll do 3 sports. I run a lot of the time. There's no way I could have been ready for this. This is just, it's intense. Tomorrow's gonna be a little easier. It's gonna be a long day, but it's not as many uphill. So hopefully tomorrow will kind of, get some spirits back up. And then we got Vermilion Ranch a little after that. We're getting there. I think it's a lot mental. If you just push through it, you can do it.
Each mountain range has its own character, has its own personality. And I think to really get a sense of the personality of the Sierra Nevada, which is a long mountain range and an impressive mountain range, you have to walk the extent of it, the length of it. You can focus on one particular area, but that's only the character, the personality of that one particular geographic area. So to really get the feel of it, you have to do the whole thing. I mean, I have a sense of the Sierra Nevada, but I haven't hiked the John Muir Trail. Knowing it only in Sequoia is not the same thing as knowing it in Sequoia and Yosemite and all the places that are in between, knowing it in all of its moods. What's the Sierra like in the spring? What's it like in the summer? What's it like in the fall and the winter? What's it like during a thunderstorm and a bright sunny day in the summer? What about when the leaves start changing at the higher elevations in late September? All of those things add up to a fuller description and a fuller feeling of what it's like to say, I know the Sierra Nevada. And John Muir knew the Sierra Nevada in that way.
I'd say probably day 5 is when, especially as a group, but me too, really just kind of like, we're getting stronger, we're doing it now.
It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head. It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head. It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head. It doesn't hurt a bit, it's only in your head. You're walking on a wire, you're hanging by a thread.
Oh. Foot one, that's not the bad one.
Oh.
This one's worse.
One.
I will.
Coup de grace.
There's the big one.
Here though, you're fine there.
That one right there. Yeah, so you guys, I love all you guys. You're all awesome. I think you're all gonna make it. I know you're all gonna make it. And I just wanted to say thanks. I'm glad I got to know some of you a little bit more. Yeah. You guys.
Our visitation in 1996 was 4.1 million. It probably will be over 4 million this year. Whenever you have a place that's popular in the way that Yosemite is popular, when you have that concentration of people coming into any place, just walking through a meadow changes the meadow, because meadows are wetland areas, and a footstep can create change or damage that can last much longer than one's presence in that meadow. The same holds true for a trail. Trails are designed so that people can maneuver and move through a landscape and see it at its best. I mean, it's not like they're just put there. It's not just that they're following the contour lines on the map. The trail is there because we want you to walk here, walk this way, walk here. That's one thing that people can do. Stay on the trails. If there's a sign that says don't do this or don't do that, don't do it. It's there for a reason. I would say find your own route mentally, spiritually, but follow the trail that's actually there.
We've been getting up at 6 o'clock every morning, and this morning we were actually at a campsite with toilets and showers and running water.
Wide awake, waiting for a sign.
I think we got on the trail 7 o'clock maybe, so we were decently quick in the morning. Our longest day before this was like 15 miles, I think, and then today we went almost 18.
I just sat there silent, long steady.
This is spectacular. The cool thing is, like, we'll be hiking in the woods one moment and you can't even see it, and then we'll pop out in a clearing like this where there aren't any really trees, and you see the whole high Sierra, and it's just so huge and it's so magnificent, it's almost just hard to take in. I, Adam Conrad, do not hate hiking as of right now. Wow. And I almost do not hate Brian Burnham. Oh, yeah? I might hate him in a few minutes.
I felt a lot stronger today than any other day, and I mean I was still very tired, of course, but I feel like I'm getting stronger, and the packs are getting lighter because we're eating more food and stuff. So yeah, today definitely felt like we were going in the right direction, and we're definitely getting better at this. But overall, it was not a bad day. We stopped at a couple lakes, and we went swimming once. We just went at a much faster pace, so we still like got to camp at about the same time as even when we were only going like 12 or 13 miles. So we definitely picked up the pace today. There's no turning back. It would be really, really hard if I was in a like back position to be that sick. And so I mean, I completely understand why he had to turn back. But I mean, as hard as it gets, I still just want to keep going on and keep pushing through it. I'm having fun. It's definitely a challenge. Parts of it are not so fun, but overall it's definitely very rewarding and fun.
There's different kinds of nourishment. You know, there's nourishment that comes from food, there's nourishment that comes from friendship, companionship, but there's also nourishment that comes from the things that you see that are wild or on the wing that move by. I mean, like for John Muir going by right now, the waterfall that just flew by, those ducks, that was nourishment of a sort. And the wind that's blowing around us right now, that warm, kind of coolish, warm breeze, that was nourishment for the soul, for the spirit of John Muir. So I think the reason why he didn't have much with him, because he was being fed in other ways. He was receiving nourishment in other ways. So yeah, he didn't have much with him, but why would he when he's walking through an environment that's sustaining him?
You guys in there.
Okay. You're still in the woods. In case you were wondering.
Hi.
What time is it?
Like 6:30. Morning, buddy.
We splurged today. Let us know.
Oh, we did.
Man.
The morning is so easy. We're loose. It's cool. Mosquitoes aren't out yet.
We're climbing 1,000 and something feet in the morning.
Where'd you go to 10-8?
Past few days, we've camped at the bottom of passes and just kind of killed it up those passes and then just cruised downhill for the rest of the day, and I really like that. It's amazing how quickly the body adapts.
We've gotten so much stronger. You can feel it, too, in the morale. The first couple of days was a little, like, low, shaky, kind of like, I don't know if I like this yet. But as we got stronger, as we started getting faster and faster, the whole group sort of picked up, and now we're going through these 18-mile days fine.
We're crushing that.
At 4 o'clock, we're going to catch the ferry to Vermilion Ranch, and we'll have a night there. We'll have running water and showers, and we'll get a day off. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Who could be our hero? Driving to the city. The subject of the day is how can you hate it? That is all shit money we are making lately. I've been on my back lately. I've been.
Hey, I like that. So anytime you guys are ready for your resupply, hop on in here and we'll walk out and get it.
Okay.
Restaurant's open till 8. It's protein night tonight.
That means barbecue.
Restaurant is late. How you can pay me is pay as you go. We'll set up a tab.
Alright, so we got a resupply for 9 days, and we cleared this side of the store out. Like all of these types we could want, we're taking them. And we have like 15 mountain houses over there, all for dinner, because that's all we can fit. And then we have Pop-Tarts, but I don't know if we're going to have enough, because 9 days is a lot of food.
Yeah, we probably should have just mailed in our resupply.
Yeah, I'm thinking it would have been a very, very good idea.
You guys are looking kind of hungry.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Vermilion's awesome. I love this place. It's pretty expensive. They had a moderate resupply, but everybody's just been so helpful and getting everything that we need. The food here is so good, and they like pile your plate full of food like until you're stuffed. You cannot eat anymore, and that's really been helping the morale. Coming out of the 6 days, we were hungry. We hadn't really had too much real food, especially breakfast food. So we came in here and we were just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So today I've been thinking, all right, I just got to eat as much as I can so I can just fill my body up with as many calories as possible, because I know these 9 days are going to be hard and we're not going to have as much food as we would like.
There's no resupply anywhere in the next 9 days. Next 120 miles, no resupply. So that means we've got to carry all 9 days worth of food, and the terrain's getting tougher. Our metabolism's going to be going up as well. It's just going to be insane pretty much. It's going to be tough getting 9 days of food into the bear box, and then also just 9 days of food so that you've got enough to eat but aren't carrying too much.
We're going to be out like pretty much, I mean, in the middle of nowhere, so we're going to have to be really careful.
Morning is the best time to just kind of get out there and get the hardest part of the day over with. So I anticipate that we'll be up and moving early, and we won't take many breaks.
There's no quit button. I would never. Unless something like broke a leg or whatever, it doesn't matter how run down I get. I'm just going to finish this at this point. Especially now I made it this far. I'm going to finish this thing. If it kills me.
Guessing this is the pass? I couldn't get him to stop. Unbelievable. Because it went on for like
forever.
Yeah, you kept playing it.
Wow. Keep going up and up and up and up.
Man, we were still cooking.
Yeah, we were. Felt good.
You believe that's Selden Pass?
beef stroganoff is legit.
So you guys are in the food mood?
Yeah. I'm so hungry, and it's only day one, and I might die because I'm hungry. But, you know, it's all mental. I'm not really hungry. But my stomach's just saying I'm hungry. I'm not really hungry. So, like, I can go to that food. Gandhi did.
I think the best way to travel these places is with a sense of reverence, that it's an honor to be in this kind of environment, and it is a sacred place, and to treat it as a sacred place. You know, when people walk into a church, their voices before they walk in may be loud, and they may be just kind of blustery and all of that. As soon as they walk in, there's this hush, and there's this calm, there's this stillness that takes over, even if it's a church that's not of your faith. So I think it's the same thing when you enter a trail into the wilderness. There should be a sense of reverence, of spiritual connection. It's just a place where the divine is manifest on earth.
Good to hacking it. Man.
They left me.
And this is Pat, right?
Yeah, P-A-T-T, 2 T's.
Pat with 2 T's. And
Richard.
Richard from?
Richard. From Poland.
Yeah. What's the message of the Muir Trail Ranch to the other hikers out there?
Hey, we do everything we can to have you leave here with everything that you need and in good spirits. And we've got fresh spring water, we've got the email, we've got the hiker boxes.
I wish they were the barbecue.
These guys are going to have like a week's worth of food left at the end.
I'm just packing a lot of food.
Everybody's stocked up on like 9 days worth of food. It was probably too much at the beginning. And then they just added like 5 more days, 2 days in.
I'm going to eat so much tonight.
I guarantee this will be gone by then.
But my stomach hurts right now because I ate so much. I ate one huge sausage.
The run from Muir Trail Ranch to Whitney is longer than anything on the AT. So I mean, you have to have a week's worth unless you can walk Mad Mountain.
Get in! Working on it, working on it.
Just go for it. If you can't do it, we won't make fun of you.
Oh! Oh! God, you black out for a second. You do. Super end.
Well, what? We gotta get in now.
Hey, man. Nice and easy. You're there.
We're 100% on the search party.
I was just kicking it, just like a mile an hour.
Sun coming down a little bit. See the clouds? Oh, it's beautiful.
What do you reckon, Ty? You ever been in a place like this?
This is amazing right here. This sunset, beautiful. Never been to a place like this in my life.
This sucks. I hate my life.
Adam, you can't get their dicks taken unless you come in.
Yo. Well, I look like Angel Adams to you? Peter, you getting up for the sunrise?
Nah.
When you're outside a park, you see it's defined by this little blue line or line, or there's Yosemite National Park. But as you can see right now, where we are in the valley, the only limitation is the edge of the cliffs around us. We're in this 7 square mile area. Emotionally and imaginatively, it just seems like it goes on forever. That does something to the imagination. And you realize that when you're within wilderness, that it's much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And I would say that any place that's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside is a wonderland.
Up and at 'em.
Is it that time of day again? We're hiking it?
I reckon.
It's about that time.
My name is Rachel Luger, and I'm from Northern California. I'm from Chico. And I called up my cousin and asked him if he wanted to go hiking with me. I like the ability to travel from one place to another and look back and say, you know, I was 30 miles away a couple days ago, and I'm seeing something totally different today. And also, there's a nice routine to it, too. You get up, you hike, you do your thing all day long, and you're in a totally different place that night. So just moving yourself with your own feet is kind of really cool. You definitely have to be able to go with the flow. If things don't go your way, make an ulterior plan. And definitely a lot of dedication and self-motivation. You can't expect the group to get you moving. You kind of have to take care of yourself.
Your pass. That's the part they say you're going to remember. The Thai documentary.
Yes, hiking with Ty and other hikers.
A fallen angel burning bright. Amongst the sands that took his life. Flames were down, about to die. Fire's putting up a fight. We had no choice, we had to try. We had no choice, we had to try. We had no choice, we had to try.
I would say that the trail doesn't change people at all. What changes people is that the trail is the means by which transformation takes place. Okay, the trail itself doesn't draw attention to itself. It's what happens to you along the trail. So along the trail is where you encounter early in the morning, just as the sun is coming up, a mule deer that walks in front of you just 10 feet away and looks at you as if like you're late, or why are you here, or what are we going to talk about now? The trail is what leads you to that point right around the bend where you see that last light of the sun, that alpenglow on some far-off peak, and you're scrambling, looking at your map, trying to find out what's the name of that peak. It's so beautiful. And of course, at that point, that peak doesn't have a name because the sun itself has made it nameless.
You guys hungry?
Pretty good.
We just have to keep on going. There's no choice. We don't have the option to like take a day off or get extra food somewhere. We just have to tough it out with what we have.
So we're about to climb Mather Pass, which is supposed to be one of the hardest passes in the entire trail. And this is the start of it right here. South up this hill. Looking forward to it.
Hiking with Ty.
Currently, when I hike, I'm sweating, so I smell like ammonia. I'm starving, and it's eating all my muscle, so I'm probably gonna die.
You hungry?
I could definitely go for some food right now, but I have to ration my supplies.
Yes, the trail goes up there.
We're going to be gaining a lot of elevation, and we're going to be going over a couple huge passes, so that'll be a challenge. I like our routine that we have of just usually looking for like one pass a day to do, just because you kind of know what to expect, and you get up early and do like the climb early in the morning when it's still cool, and then you get to the top, and from there you can just kind of cruise down.
Still working on Mather Pass.
I'm pumping some water for the pass so I can drink.
Got a long way to go here. We've already hit lunch. We're only at the lake. We got about 4 miles up to 12,100.
We're just going to be going way up and way down, and we're going to be hitting higher elevation than we have so far. So the oxygen is going to be low, and getting up, especially just that last 100 feet going up that pass, I know is just going to be brutal.
I love him. He's a great guy. He just eats my biscuit. Real world. Sierra HD. Talking junk about everybody.
So looking south from Mather, we just walked 150 miles.
People killing this. Getting it done.
Like down, up, down.
Yeah, we'll get right there.
I'm stoked to do it because I see it as a big challenge, and it's real wilderness, which I've never actually been in before.
It's going to be easy, but we need to make sure that tomorrow we're camping right there. Because then Glen is easy, and then we get lower at it.
Tell me about your food mood, how hungry you are during the day.
All we ever talk about on the trail is just food. What food we want to, what place we want to go to, what we want to eat when we get back. It's pretty ridiculous, really.
I get so hungry during the day. I just have to force myself not to eat more than what I have for that day, just because if I do, I'll starve at the end.
When we get back to San Fran, we have every single hour planned out of eating.
The other day, I laid out all my food, put it all in like a nice little neat line and everything. It's not that bad, really. I've got a quick bar for breakfast, 3 granola bars throughout the day, one of them being a power bar, and then a good old dinner. Basically, like, I've just got to stick to that. If I go over my ration at all, things could get bad.
What is your order at Wendy's the minute you get out of here?
A Baconator combo with a large Pepsi with large fries.
3 Baconators, medium-sized drink, small Frosty, and a small fry.
Pretty much all I could think about on the way down was sesame chicken. I was thinking about just like a fork and just like eating it.
We'll see. Maybe I might go biggie, but
Get fried.
You know, someone coming from the East Coast and say they're used to hiking in the Smokies, I would say that's good that you know the Smokies, but now you have to learn the Sierra. I mean, still some similarities. If you're going to take water from a water source that's a stream, creek, or a river or lake, assume that it has Giardia. It's better to assume that it has and prepare for that than to assume that, oh, this looks perfectly clean. Unless you can see at that level and you have eyes to see that, you're in for a bad day. And if you're in for a bad day in the middle of a backcountry hike and suddenly you come down with Giardia, that's a bad scenario right there. Every place has its own unique character and its own risks. I'm a ranger. When I go for a hike in another park, in another state, I go to the visitor center and I ask, what do I need to watch out for? Imagine the scenario of someone not doing that and they decide, I'm going to hike this trail in Zion called the Narrows of the Virgin River. And they never hear about flash flood danger. And they just walk it around. They say, oh boy, look at all those clouds. Did you hear thunder? They're about to die.
We're ready to get a cheeseburger. I could hike more, but I'm ready for a zero and a bunch of food and a bath. Hunger's the main thing. To be honest, I didn't plan much at all. I stuffed our boxes to begin with, and we just suffered through having extra. And then when we got to Vermilion, we added some. And then when we got to the next, to Muir Trail, we added some more, and that'll get us there. Most of us seem to spend too much time on how many calories and how many meals we got, and like, just keep walking. I'm older than everybody here. You guys will fall over and die before I do. I like the effort of it. It crushes you from beginning to end, and I kind of like that because my typical life is too easy. This is, you got to earn every step of it, and I like that.
Done.
Everybody wants to go out for a weekend, but if you want to come out for weeks at a time, there could be no better way than to get broken in on the JMT. That one hurt a little bit, man. A little fatigued. I've had very few doubts on the whole trip. One of them, though, was yesterday. Mather Pass was tough. That's a crusher. I imagine it'll be more of the same, really tough. Earn it, earn it, earn it. And then when we're in Whitney Portal, we'll be, woohoo! Ah, glug, 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 glug. I could hit that chili burger right now.
Just every day pulling into camp is so nice, just to know that you're done for the day and you just have a couple of hours or like 30 minutes or whatever time you get there. You just have some time to relax and not have to go through all the physical stuff and mental stuff.
That's a cool bridge. So we found some triple berry, Betty Crocker muffin mix in the bear box over there. And so we're trying to get all the calories we can, so we just mixed it with some water, and now we're cooking it like scrambled eggs.
We're going to start eating it.
Let's see how it turns out, Akon.
You wanted to eat it like this?
I mean, we can.
God, I found score.
That is
That's
good.
so good.
That is so good.
Hold on, let me take a hit of this in a minute.
Berries?
What's the verdict? How is it?
It's really not that good.
It's good. He's lying. I would eat this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Or this isn't biscuits.
No, these are pancakes.
It's good. It's good like
Let
that.
it burn. I'll turn it down.
Oh my God.
Oh yes!
Taking shape.
Woohoo! Look at it. It's solidifying.
They're not done yet. I gotta test it though. Yeah, you tested them, Fred.
This is gross. Is it gross?
It's edible.
It's good. Look, it's great. It's a little bit raw right now.
It's like pancakes.
It goes down kind of funny. We had a whole nother bag. That was just training. We're about to be stuffed. This is like gourmet. It's like slightly undercooked biscuits. Yeah. That's like undercooked in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Make some more. Yeah, exactly. Aiden. Weird geniuses. Let's go. More.
Most of California, you can't even build fires anymore. I'm actually shocked they're let you do them up here.
I wonder if you actually can.
You can. This is one of the weird places where you still can. Down in the San Bernardino Mountains, though, don't even think about it.
Mount Ansel Adams was named for Ansel Adams while Ansel Adams was still alive. So he could literally walk around and say, yeah, that's my mountain over there. Most people never have that experience. When there's a peak or a valley or some sort of topographical or landscape feature that's named after them, they've moved on to that next plane of existence, and they're not there to witness that. It makes sense that John Muir has a trail named after him because his perambulations, his walking and maneuvering and movement through the Sierra, and the movement of the Sierra through him, because he influenced this place, but the place also influenced him. I always ask myself, what would John Muir be, who would John Muir be, if it had not been for that intimate contact between him and these mountains? He familiarized himself with the flora, with the fauna, with every aspect of the natural history of this environment, probably more so than anyone else of the time, except for, of course, the native peoples who have been here for thousands and thousands of years.
I gotta go back to school. I can't drop out.
Was it a little weird trying to find each other? Like, I don't really know what you look like.
It worked really well. We had texting, and I was like, I'm wearing hiking boots and a dress.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Hey!
That's Justin.
What's going on, man?
Hey, Justin, Adam.
Adams, nice to meet you. He walked all the way from the coast. You guys have any extra food? Missed the train, but he found a door. You guys are almost there. Finally sat down on the banks of the old man. Snow was falling, we could feel the cold.
Yeah, it looks like a cool place.
In the air. Dandelions in the trees about there now. Switch the top from a corner in the air.
Oh, I can't wait. We're gonna catch a few, I got a feeling.
Dig me a hole by
There's number 1, baby! Not too bad, a good 8-9 incher. It's definitely edible.
Give us a fire in a pail, give us light now. Give us light.
Oh. Don't I know, I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm getting ready to go fishing in a lake, and we've already caught like 7 fish for dinner, and it's gonna be real good.
Nice one. Throw it on the ground.
Wow, yeah.
Nice.
8, 10, 12.
Yanked it round
Hungry.
like a dog. Great white fish. Made it down the rail with the dog.
Shoot. Keep scoring.
Took some like every cat. Fished his dinner out of the trash.
Is that the one you caught?
Yeah, this is the fish I caught, and it is so good.
You gotta clean your hands.
Prepared excellently, it feels right off the bone. Put some spices and salt right in there. It's just awesome.
But there's no. I just like
Nothing like catching a fish and eating it a few hours later.
I got like just this left. So good. Put on YouTube too, because I had a small dinner.
B-Ball scored some food off Justin and Kim.
What do you get?
He tried not to say anything, but he's definitely hungry.
He's out of food.
Give us life.
The dangers can be mitigated by education, through education. I mean, you can be lighthearted and just filled with exaltation, but you need to sit down with books and make notes and really think carefully about where you're going, how you're going to get there, and think about what's going on day one, what's going to happen on day two, where do I get supplies. Preparation makes a difference between excitement and horror. Excitement is, boy, it's good we prepared for this. Wasn't that amazing, that storm? Horror is, yeah, we didn't bring this and that, and I thought I was going to die. No one wants this feeling of, I thought I was going to die in any kind of hike, but they do want this feeling of, I've never felt so close to God. Positive. I never felt so close to God. Negative.
I got these things in my hand.
Yum.
When we're out here in the mountains hiking, like, you just have to keep going. Every day there are some parts when it's just so hard.
Doesn't look like there's much of a way over.
The motivation to keep going is just to have that accomplishment, just to finish this. I mean, this is not just some easy little trail in the woods. It's 220 miles up and down mountains with 35 pounds on our back. So, I mean, it's just for the accomplishment. That's the main reason. To make it through the physical challenges, I guess I kind of just rely on all everyone else out here a little bit, just because I know if they can do it, I can do it too, and I know they're hurting just as much as I am, and they're still pushing through it, so I know I can too.
Still got a little ways to go.
I'm glad, but it's kind of over. But it's the last pass. It's kind of sad. It's kind of fun, kicking my own butt every day.
That was our last big pass before Whitney, so now just kind of cruising to Whitney. We have a couple of speed bumps tomorrow. Nothing big though.
3, 2, 1.
We're just such a remote area, and that it's just gonna be tough to just be out here and have no other option besides going on. So I was kind of worried, but now that I'm out here, I'm not as worried, and I mean, now I can definitely see that we're gonna be able to do this. I mean, it's gonna be hard. Food supplies are probably gonna be running low, but I mean, there's no way we won't make it.
So the story for tonight's dinner, Aiden and I are doing a little combo. He's made a cheddar and broccoli mashed potatoes, and I'm making a penne with pesto sauce with fresh cheddar sprinkled over the top, mixed up. Then we're going to split it half and half, and I've got an ice-cold lemonade on the side.
You know it takes 3 degrees of freedom to stir a viscous liquid?
I was killing whatever he left in the pan or pot.
I was
good.
We're still eating pretty good.
Yep, nothing.
I tried that. I ended up breaking my finger.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll let you pee on play with me.
I have to use a coin there for mine.
Oh, yeah.
When I've been hiking earlier, especially day 4, I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this. This is awful. I was like, when I get home, my pack is going in the garbage. This is terrible. But then on 5 or 6, I was like, it doesn't matter how hard this is. I'm so lucky to be out here. I anticipate our finish on Whitney to be just the final blow. It's going to be hard, I know, just because it's at 14,000 feet.
We can't see it from here. I think it's going to be that way.
Are you still not convinced?
I don't know yet. I think it could be Whitney.
But it's so big, and it's going to be so beautiful, and the view is going to just be amazing. And knowing that we're on the tallest peak in the continental U.S., I just can't even get over that. There aren't many places like this in the world, and we're going to be finishing on one of the tallest peaks.
Position waste bag for use. One hiker's toilet is another hiker's camp. That's why we use the wax. Let's go, everybody! We are at Guitar Lake right now, at the base of Mount Whitney. We have 5 miles left on the JMT, which we could probably finish today if we wanted to, but we're going to kind of hang out and soak the feet for a little bit.
Still cold.
But this is pretty much our end of the JMT. I don't know what sort of odds we survived, but this thing is definitely hard. The real deal. God, the last 5 days, all the big passes have been tough for sure. But do them, kind of get in our rhythm. Camp in the basin every night, climb up the valley, do the switchbacks, get to the top by lunch or maybe a little after, cruise 3 or 4 miles back down to tree line, camp, do it again the next day, do it again the next day, do it again the next day. You get in the rhythm, but it definitely wears on the body. The feet are feeling it. I'm feeling a little calorically deficited.
So hungry.
I think that the John Muir Trail is probably one of the most majestic trails in the entire world. I don't think I'll be able to top it ever.
It's pretty amazing. Very majestic.
Yes, very majestic.
To understand the American character, you have to understand wilderness, period. For so much of our existence as a country, there's been wilderness. And our character was shaped by the encounter with wilderness. We didn't arrive on these shores as Americans. We arrived as either we were British, we were Spanish, we were Italian, we were whatever. But it was through that intimate contact with the land, working the land, building towns, building communities, going into the forest and getting a log cabin out of that forest. That work, that sweat, that toil, those experiences with the continent itself, that shaped us as people. So if we lose parks, we lose these windows into wilderness, and so we lose these windows into the very crucible that help define us as a people. That's what makes America, America, is this encounter with wilderness.
We're going to alpine start at 5 or 6. Finish this puppy up, and then head on down to Whitney Portal for some food.
Burgers.
Very big burgers.
Trail crest, here we are. Whitney, here we come.
Situations and the future fear that you're facing. The resupply, like the music goes, about 30 seconds behind. Stories are told and it's telling still. Watch out now. I'm coming with you.
By far one of the coolest things I've ever done.
California is an amazing place.
Top of the world.
Get you riding away down ways of the road. If new hearts broke today, let me share this old
We made it.
Well, I got a dream, and you do too. What's the worst that a dream can do? We got a dream when it comes true. What's the best that a dream can do? Ooh.
14,495 feet.
Highest point, Continental U.S., baby.
Cool.
You can see all these amazing jagged peaks, but to really be in here in the moment, climbing up that Tallahassee rock pile. Totally different experience. Makes you all feel alive.
I think they'll probably appreciate how good they got it, because we got it good at home. We really do. There's nobody here that's scratching to make it, or they wouldn't even be here. No, we're all pretty wealthy. We're lucky.
Door. I got a dream. What did you do to hurry up the words?